I'll start with a question called IT because basically I can segregate the operations that are being happened in IT into two scenarios or two categories. Category number one is using the information. IT people or IT industry will sell the technology approach who can provide a customized solution through an ERP product to them. So that particular company will take the opportunity and they will develop a software. So they will develop in the sense where if already particular application like Dynamics 365 is ready available, they will customize that particular application to the customer business needs, which will suit the customer business needs. So it's a kind of development that happens in the IT. So here the technology can be a Dynamics 365 or anything. So using the information, customer business related information, IT people will sell the technology like Dynamics 365 or some other technology to their customers. This is one thing. And the second point is using the technology, IT people will play with the information. Play in the sense they can, let's say, if a technology like Dynamics 365 is there, forget about Dynamics 365. Let's discuss about the MS Office, which everyone knows. So if MS Office there was then advanced, what they will do, they will create the data. So whatever the data that they have created, um, they will save that particular data, and whenever they want to open it and see it again, they will retrieve the data. And if they want to transfer the data from to other person, they will transfer the data. So this is a kind of thing that happens in IT. So already if a particular technology is there, they will make use of that particular technology and they will provide solution support or support related. I mean, it's a kind of support process that IT people will handle, where they used to provide assistance to their customers on a particular technology. So these are the two operations. In short, if I have to say, the development related, which we will call it as implementation also sometimes. Implementation is one area, and the second area is support. So support in the sense the assistance to the customer um, in handling the air. So these are the two scenarios that I mean, two categories or two mode of operations that happens in IT. So I'm confident enough that 70 to 80% of the operations comes to this particular category, irrelevant to the whatever the technology it is. These are the two operations. That remaining, 20% maybe other kind of scenarios, but I'm confident enough that 70 to 80% of the operations are will come under these two categories. So this is what I have mentioned here. So these are the two operations that happens in any IT organization. Okay. So the next one is ERP. So what is this ERP and why we need to know about this particular ERP? So first of all, ERP stands for enterprise resource planning. So this is a particular slide that I'll mention in my demonstrations, because Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations, which we are the product which we are going to know, is an ERP product. Okay. So before explaining the definition of enterprise resource planning, I'll take an example of a business and um, I'll explain you too. I'll try to explain the definition of ERP. So usually, the very frequent example I'll take when I'm explaining the ERP is the automobile related company called Maruti Suzuki. So this Maruti Suzuki, if someone asks you what Maruti Suzuki company does, the very high level answer that we can give to that particular person is it's a car manufacturing company where they will manufacture the car and they will sell the cars to their customers. This is what the high level answer that they will. Now, if you give a thought from the company perspective, the company may contain multiple teams there who are working behind for that proper execution of the operations called manufacturing and the sell. So it's not only the manufacturing and the sales that happens in the Maruti Suzuki company or any company. So let's say I'm taking the example of Maruti Suzuki, which is an automobile company. Their main mode of operation is manufacturing car and selling the cars. So if you give a thought from the company perspective, they will have the procurement team. The scenario or the job of the procurement team is they should procure the raw materials as per the need. Need in the sense, let's say if a company is having a scenario that they want to manufacture 1 lakh cars in a particular year. So they will not buy the raw materials for all the for the raw material all the raw materials required for manufacturing the 1 lakh cars at a time. So what they will do is, let's say in a particular month, how many cars they are manufacturing, according to the particular number, they will create the purchase orders in purchase order, and they will procure the raw materials accordingly. So when it comes to the procurement, so it's not one item they will purchase and one quantity they purchase. So multiple items will be there and a huge number of quantities, because they will purchase the item in bulk quantity. So, and each and every item, sometimes vendor may give all the quantity in one delivery in one go, in one delivery, or else they will give in multiple deliveries. Let's say 10 quantity was ordered, they will give 3 in one instance and 2 in another delivery, and the remaining 5 in another. So it's I mean, the job of the procurement team is to handle all the, let's say now the materials are there. So for handling the manufacturing process and all, they need, I mean, they need a separate department who can handle that manufacturing related activities and all. Okay. And once the car was manufactured, they need a marketing team who can market their product and bring the customers for selling their cars. So marketing team, they will do the campaigns and bring the customers. Now the response, when one customers are ready, let's say persons are ready to buy the car, so it's the responsibility of the company to give a good experience to their customers. So that depending on the mouth publicity, they will get few more customers. So they need a sales team as well. So now the job of the sales team is to record the customer information. And I mean, let's say if a car was manufactured, I mean, car was sold on a particular day. So, I mean, they need to calculate the service dates and all. The usually sometimes sales department and sometimes if they have a service related separate department, those people will do that. And likewise, I mean, as these many people are involved, definitely the company needs HR department, and the company need a payroll department as well. And also, of course, any company or any business will do the. I mean, they will run the business just for only one thing, money. So the company need a financial team where in some companies it will be segregated into two, accounts payable and accounts receivable teams. So accounts payable team, the money that to run this to or to execute this operation smoothly without without the support of a software. See, if you take the example of the procurement team, also they need to record each and every purchase that they have made for the company, and in that purchase, whatever the items that are procured, all items should be there, and how many quantity the company is purchasing, all those quantity related details should be there. And if vendor is providing the stock in multiple receipts, what is the date of the receipt that vendor is sending the stock, like that multiple orders will be there, what will be the receipt date for that particular purchase order. So all these details should be tracked by the procurement team. So not only procurement team, each and every department like this need a software solution. So now what this ERP will do is, ERP will provide a solution approach to all the needs of the different department that exists in an IT in a particular company. So by bringing all their requirements to one particular platform, and the ERP will provide a solution for it. Okay. So in general, in websites, it will be mentioned like ERP itself is a software solution. So I'm little against to that. What ERP will do, ERP, if ERP itself is a software, then why we have this Dynamics 365? Dynamics 360 is one of a kind of application which comes under the ERP domain. Okay. So what does this application like Dynamics 365 also will do, or what does Dynamics 365 contain? Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations contains the functionalities. Functionality is the right word, because if you take a mobile, if you are describing about that particular phone, how it works, and also it was a kind of discussing about the features of that particular mobile. So when we are talking about an application, the functionalities is the right word that we need to use. So Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations contains the functionalities uh, that are related to the procurement, that are related to the sales, that are related to the inventory and warehouse management, that are related to the production management, that are related to the product management, sales management, and then finance management. So for all these uh, areas that belongs to a particular business, Dynamics 365 has inbuilt functionalities based on which it can provide a solution to the customer business needs. Okay, so any ERP will do that. So Dynamics 365 is one such ERP that was available in the market. Okay, so in general, I'll mention the six phases of a software development lifecycle in this demo session. So these are the six phases that a software development lifecycle will have. So here, if you see, I have mentioned some functional and technical consultant like kind of role. So if you, the job of a, first of all, I'll explain you the job of a functional consultant in this particular project phase. Okay. So, but before the explaining that, you should have some knowledge on this project development life cycle or software development life cycle or system development life cycle. So initially, whenever any project was awarded to a particular company, what the company will do is they will send a person who is a functional consultant to the customer premises to understand the customer business and to understand the requirements from the customer. So it's a job of a functional consultant to understand why that particular company is looking for a solution or looking for the ERP related software license. If that is known, then it will give you an understanding what are the questions that you need to put in front of the customer to understand their requirements. Okay. So by understanding the requirements, then you can requirements in the sense, I mean, what you are expecting from the application, what sort of functionalities that you are doing in your business regular currently, uh, and how you are doing it. So we will put these questions and we will try to understand what the customer is expecting from the software application, I mean, ERP application. Then um, a functional consultant will do a kind of analysis whether Dynamics 365 F&O is a right fit for them or not. So all this happens in the analysis phase. Okay. So if the consultant has decided that Dynamics 365 is the right ERP software for them, then the next step they will do is design. Okay. So what this design will contain. So forget about Dynamics 365. I'll explain you a very high level example that what is design. So let's say you have a very high level requirement from your customer that I need a login page, sign in page kind of thing. So the very good example that I demonstrate here is the Gmail. Let's say you all know about Gmail, right? So if you are going to design the uh, login page or sign in page for Gmail, the first and foremost thing that you need to do is, I mean, if you are designing that, maybe you have to design that in such a way there should be two rectangular boxes in the middle of the page, and on top of the first box there should be a name called username, and on top of the second box there should be a word called password, and just below that we should have an option called sign in, and just below that we should have an option called forget password. So we should design that login page like that. If the person who has entered the right username and password, so only that particular person should be able to should go to the next page and access the Gmail. And if the person has entered wrong username and password, then a pop-up should be come to them saying that username or password are incorrect. So you should an error message should be populated like that. So that's how a design called. So like that, a functional consultant should be able to design a product called Dynamics 365. And why this design is required means if a particular requirement that you got from your customer does not have a solution available in Dynamics 365, then you need to customize the application according to the customer business needs. That design should be done by the by a functional consultant. When a functional consultant will be able to design a particular, I mean, do the customization Okay, so first of all, the consultant should have the knowledge on the standard product, what was available in the standard product. And if a particular option was not there in the standard product, then the person should go for customization. So a functional consultant should have knowledge on the standard product of Dynamics 365. So that's where we are. So we are here to educate you on the trade and logistics side of this Dynamics 365 finance and operations. Okay, so what is this trade and what comes under trade and logistics? I'll explain you in the next slide. So this was the I mean, basically, if you go with the knowledge of this particular Dynamics 365, your role will be a functional consultant. And I just know whatever the points that I've explained, those comes under the responsibilities. Like you will go to the customer place and you will take the requirements. All these will come under the responsibilities of your role. Okay, next development will be done by the technical concern. It's a kind of coding part. What was the design that was made by the functional consultant? Functional consultant has to discuss with the technical consultant and develop the and and the technical consultant will develop the solution through coding. And once the solution was developed, the functional consultant has to test it. So after that, deployment will be done. Deployment will be done by the technical consultant only. And then once the project go live, so it's the maintenance part will be there. We call it as a hypercare, and that hypercare will, in that hypercare, functional consultant will be first point of contact in during that not only hypercare. So whenever customer need any assistance, functional consultant will be the first point of contact for them. So these in a particular software development life cycle, this was the role of the functional consultant. Okay, so as I told you, functional plus technical, they can, if they work together, then only it will lead to a successful project. Okay, so what is this Dynamics 365? So I have mentioned some points here. I don't want to read out these points and read this particular slide. So instead, I want to put a question to you people so that you can, if you want to unmute yourself and unmute and say your answer, you can say. So in general, I mean, let's say if a company is looking for a license of any ERP product, so they have to, obviously they need to spend some crores of money on it. So without which it is not possible. So why company will invest that much of money on particular ERP product? So in my view, why any company will go for an ERP related licenses to get some better financial outcome. See, if a particular company is taking an ERP license means, first of all, if the company is not, let us assume if the company is not using ERP, so they are using all the offline process to for their business. So some local softwares. So because of non-availability of certain functionalities there, the company has observed some loopholes there. It means the loopholes in the sense they are not getting the revenue that they have expected. So they were able to see good number of sales, but whatever the sales that has happened, they are not getting the revenue uh, based on the sales that has happened. It means that anyone can say some loopholes are there. Okay, so why company will invest their money on the ERP license means to get the better financial outcome. When that better financial outcome is will possible, any business person will look after that. The only one thing called a return of investment. Okay, it's not. I mean, ERP is a kind of investment that company is doing from ERP product directly. They will not. ERP product is not a thing directly. It will give money to. It's not a product that will generate money to the company. But through the ERP product, whatever the actual product that company is selling or actual service that particular company is providing. So with a better handling of with better by streamlining their operations, they can generate a good amount of money out of it. So ROI, return of investment, is the first point that any company will look after whenever they are investing at least a single penny on it. So better finances are possible only when we are I mean, when we are handling the operations in a very easier way and in a very um, how can I so uh, there should not be any loopholes in the operations that we are handling. So in such a way, we need to handle our operation. So Dynamics 365 is one such application where the uh, where it provides a functionalities, or it provides an insights to the customer on the real-time data that they have, based on if they were able to see the real-time stock that they are having, let's say on a particular product, they will be able to take decisions, whether they real-time decisions. I mean, whether they can forecast the demand, how much quantity that they need. So it is all possible whenever the application is able to, whenever the application is able to show you the real-time insights of their available stock and all. So, which because of this, the company can improve their business in a better way. So this is one such thing I have explained you. So like this ERP, I mean Dynamics 365 will provide many solutions for their for the company related business. Okay. So now, so what we are going to cover under this trade and logistics, as I told you, this Dynamics 365 is like a ocean. So it has the solutions for purchase management. It has the solutions for sales management. It has the solution for inventory management. It has the solution for product management. It has the solution for retail sales management, finance management, production management, HR management, payroll management, and then warehouse management as well. So these many areas are there where Dynamics 365 can provide a solution. Okay, now under this particular trade and logistics in the sense it's a part of the supply chain management. So in the market, these are the three courses that are available for supply chain management of Dynamics 365 Finance and Options. So now the name of the application is Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. Right? This operations in the sense it's nothing but supply chain management. Finance is one vertical, supply chain management is one vertical. Okay, main two verticals that are there in the market. So now under supply chain management, we have three courses available in the market: trade and logistics, advanced warehouse management, and production. So so trade and logistics deals with 6 modules, and advanced warehouse management deal with 1 module, and production will, or manufacturing will deal with 2 modules. Okay, so it's a good start with the trade and logistics, because trade and logistics deals from the basics of Dynamics 365. So how to configure, what was the basic configuration that you need to do before you create your operation, create your purchases, sales in the application. So it starts with the basic setup in the system. So once you are done with this particular course, if you want to, if you want to improve your knowledge, you can go with any of the course, advanced warehouse management or production, that was available in the market. Okay. So now what comes under the trade and logistics? So trade and logistics mainly may cover 4 areas: purchase management, sales management, inventory management, and product management. These are the 4 areas that I'm going to cover. So where purchase management has 2 modules in Dynamics 365 and web application: accounts payable and procurement and sourcing. Sales management contain again two modules: accounts receivable and sales and marketing. And product management has 1 module: product information management. Inventory has another module: inventory management. And we have a curriculum for this. So after this particular session, so you can reach out to Visualpath and take the curriculum from them, what we are going to cover in this particular course. So with due respect to the curriculum that we have, so whatever the topics that are there in the curriculum, those are spread across these 6 modules in Dynamics 365. And now for the completion of this particular curriculum that we are going to do, we need a minimum of 2.5 months. 2.5 months in the sense, it will be 50 to 60 classes. One class will be for 1 hour, so Monday to Friday. So we'll take, and a minimum of 45 minutes will be a lecture session, and then remaining 15 minutes will be a kind of, initially people will take 2 to 3 minutes to join and to answer the queries that the students are having. So a minimum of 45 minutes lecture will be there in a particular session. So like this, we need a minimum of 50 sessions, and according to the experience that I have, so the maximum number of sessions I took is 60. So it cover, I mean, if you consider 50 to 60 sessions means 5 days in a particular, it will go up to 2.5 months minimum. Okay.